guys, I want to talk about all things breathing today. Now, it's really important how we breathe, but it becomes even more important to be able to create pressure in your stomach as we do things like explosive movements or picking heavy stuff up, putting it back down. So walk with me here. Your upper back has ribs that wrap around and it pretty much protects your spine, your lungs, and a bunch of stuff. But your low back has nothing like that to protect it other than the air we breathe into our stomachs and the pressure we can create from it. Now, when we're able to create intra-abdominal pressure, or IAP, this is essentially pushing against the spine, protecting it. So how does it do this? When we breathe in, our diaphragm that's right here and is dome-shaped pushes down, and that air gets pressed 360 degrees around the core. It creates kind of like a piston effect. Now, the amount of IAP you need to pick up a jug of laundry detergent is very different than the amount you need to squat heavy at the gym. But nonetheless, we need to know how to create it. So start on your back with your legs up. It's very important to note that your back should be flat against the table. Don't let it come up and arch. This keeps us in a neutral pelvic position, which is key. Now, does your stomach expand when you breathe in? It should. If you're keeping it sucked in and breathing from your chest, you need to work on this first and get good at it. Once we're able to belly breathe well, we need to start creating that IAP. Essentially, I should be able to look at your stomach and not know if you're breathing in or out because that IAP is keeping that entire core completely pressurized as you're continuing to breathe. So creating IAP is essentially continuing to belly breathe, but instead of exhaling all of your air out when your stomach gets smaller again, it's forcing some of that air to stay in there while continuing to breathe. This is hard and it takes a lot of practice. It doesn't happen overnight, but you should aim for belly breathing to be your normal, unconscious way of breathing as quickly as possible. Now, as we become good at creating this IAP, we can then take it from laying down to practicing it sitting, standing, and then under load. And when we become upright, your pelvic position continues to be of key importance. We want a neutral pelvis, so that means your ribs should be stacked over the pelvis, and this really prevents the back from arching. Now, if you work on belly breathing and also work on creating this IAP, it is going to help prevent a lot of back pain. Now, postural issues are such a huge reason why people are coming in pain, and being able to belly breathe, create IAP, and then having a neutral pelvis while sitting, standing, or doing whatever you're doing all day will be huge. Like I said before, the amount of IAP you need to generate depends on what you're doing. Doing it under very heavy loads at the gym is for a completely different video, but doing it day to day at home while you're bending over, picking things up, is huge and can prevent a lot of pain. I've seen it work with my own eyes, and that's why I harp on belly breathing and creating that intra-abdominal pressure to all of my patients. So I hope you start working on this and give it a try. But of course, if you are in aches or pains and they're not going away, we would love to get you in the office, get you assessed and treated.